Hello, friends. It's Mrs. Jane on Fun Day Monday, our first Fun Day Monday of 2021. It's January the 4th. And so, before we begin with what happened today in school, on behalf of Mrs. Ann and myself, we'd like to say Happy New Year to all. We hope everyone enjoyed their holiday time with families, and we're ready to start on a bright and beautiful new year. Speaking of bright and beautiful New Year's, today, parents, you can be proud and you can be pleased that our friends in the Fantastic Fours class were true to their names. Fantastic first day back on the job. How many things we remembered, all of our routines and our jobs and what we had to do. Good stuff, parents. And again, speaking of new, we should also tell you that we welcomed a new friend today. Our friend Weston joined us, and that was a real treat. So if you hear that name in the next couple of days, you'll know we did add a new friend to our class, and his name is Weston. We're so happy to have him and his family now as a part of our Jack and Jill family. And so, on to today. Again, after our usual temperature check with Mrs. Ann, everyone bounded down the stairs with great energy and enthusiasm, headed to their cubbies to hang up all of their belongings, went to the take-home box for to deposit their folders, signed in on our clothesline, sanitized their hands, and then headed off to the tabletops. And so, you should also know, parents, we are tending to go to the workstations before the Play-Doh these days. Yes, especially today. On table number 1, of course, it was a little bit of a name trace to work on our hand skills and our pre-writing skills. And then there also today, let me get this one straight. I want to make sure I've got everything included. It was a snowflake trace today, and we used a variety of crayons for that. That was what it was. And then on table 2, we tied in a little bit of letter L along with our math concepts. So today we were using non-standard measurement. We used our counting cubes to measure the length of different lines on a page. On table number 3 today, we were decorating our L's. We used our snowflake stampers and some black ink pads to make those beautiful. In fact, one of the comments today was, "Wow, it looks like a snowstorm." On table number 4, a little more fine motor work, parents, and this time we were doing a little bit of coloring, a little bit of cutting, and a little bit of gluing. We had a page that showed some party hats, and our brand new year, 2021, gets us used to looking at that number and as we begin to talk about it. And so there, we colored first, then we took some narrow strips of colored construction paper. We used orange and yellow and red and blue. We snipped that to make tiny pieces, confetti, and then we glued that confetti onto the page. We also had our white Play-Doh out today to reinforce color white and get our hand strength up. And after that, we all adjourned to the Rock-A-Motion Choo-Choo. That took us to our Hello Circle. Once in the circle, after we introduced our persons of the day, we did our pledge to the flag. We had a little hello song. Then, of course, our attendance officer gave us a report as to who was in and who was out. Our meteorologist gave us the weather report. We had a little 7th inning stretch, and this one was fun, parents. You might hear about hats, mittens, coats, and boots. And if you know heads, shoulders, knees, and toes, you'll know hats, mittens, coats, and boots. That drew a lot of smiles and a couple of extra giggles. We also did another little bit of movement today, and that one was with, let me make sure I got that one right, a little Happy New Year chant. And then, of course, we adjourned to our small groups. And in the art side of things today, we created a little New Year's fireworks display with some multi-glitter and some painting with, believe it or not, toilet paper tubes. We cut the bottom, snipped the bottom into strips, and then we dipped that into a couple of different colors of paint. We used yellow, red, and blue today. We stamped that onto a black construction paper background, kind of make it look like that nighttime sky, and then we added our multicolor glitter. They came out really beautifully and very differently. We all had our own interpretation there. You'll see those on the wall as you come in to sign in or sign out your child. On the literacy side of things, so a little bit of our ABC song. We practiced making that L. Do you know, parents, that you can take an L wherever you go? If you lift up your left hand and put it in front of you, like this, you drop your thumb, you've got an L right there looking at you. One like this, too. After we talked a little bit about L and modeled its sound, then we did a little bit of London bridges. And today we did it kind of in a socially distant way. So our parent helper and I held a hula hoop, stood on opposite sides of the hula hoop, and we swung the hula hoop back and forth. And so when we had to capture someone, we put the hula hoop over them and kind of toss them back and forth in the hula hoop, rather than have the adults hold hands and be in such close proximity to ourselves and then also to the kids. Worked out perfectly. After that fun, we headed over to the blue chairs again, and then we did a little L sound page to practice listening to that L sound. After that, of course, then it was time to take a little break. So we headed to the necessary room, had a little free read in the library, and then some of those delicious and nutritious snacks that everybody sends from home. After that, time for a little play. So housekeeping was available today, the blocks and trucks, and I don't know if you've heard this either, parents, but we had a nice donation from some Jack and Jill alumni. So we got some brand new wooden blocks that seemed to be quite a hit at center time. We also had our water table filled with leftover from the holiday sensory bin, so it was all kinds of Christmas erasers and pom-poms and packing peanuts in there that the kids loved scooping and moving around. And then, of course, after all of that fun was over with, time to head over to our goodbye circle, and we were pretty much out of minutes for the day. So a little bit of show and tell there, a preview for what will come up for us on Wednesday, and then goodbye song, a little treat, our coats, up the stairs, out the door, and back to you for the rest of our day. A couple of reminders for you, parents, as we start our new year. I guess the first is to say color remains white for the time being. Our letter remains L for the rest of the week. And then, as we've said, our Winter Olympics are coming up on Friday the 15th of January. And so, in preparation for that, we will need everyone to send in a white cotton t-shirt, and so we're asking, remember, to have those turned in by Wednesday of this week, because we have to do some work to them before we can use them on the day of our Olympics. We have some painting to do. And so, if you would please kindly comply. We know that already people have sent in their shirts, so thank you for that. We should also say that if you have any mittens that folks in the family are no longer wearing, and you'd like to share them, we'd love to take them for you. We could use them when we do our snow play in the water table. Keeps our hands warm as we're playing there. We thank you in advance. We should also remind everybody that toy cleaning, our first one of the year, will be tomorrow night, so that's Tuesday. That's January the 5th, 7 p.m. So please check the schedule to see if you're on, and we'll thank you in advance for all of the work that you do to keep us clean and shiny and bright and germ-free as possible. And I think that just about covers it for our first day of our brand new year 2021. Wow. And just think of it, parents. We've made it. We're all the way to January. Yep. And we should be proud, we should be pleased, and ready to go again. As always, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please do reach out. We're here to help, and we will as much as we can. And it's always a good day to have a good day at Jack and Jill. Talk to you soon. Bye now.